Hey guys, so in this video I'm going to be showing you how I do eye swaps. I'm sorry if I ever struggle in this video, but I'll also link down below the video that I watched to learn how. So basically for this video, you're just going to need your doll that needs their eyes swapped, and then you're going to need like a wooden spoon. I'm going to use a wooden stick, which is pretty much the same. And you're also going to need some sort of nail tool. I'll get the one that I have. So mine looks like this. It's a cuticle pusher is what it's called. But some other people have used tweezers and stuff too. So I just have this to move the eyes back in place after you put the new ones in. And then you're obviously going to need a new pair of eyes. So I have a new set of Caroline eyes for her, since these ones are a little bit messed up. If I ever get anything, I'll just mention it in the voiceover, because the rest of the video is just going to be a voiceover. Since my mom's watching TV downstairs, I don't want to like get copyrighted for that, or you know, other little noises that you might hear. So yeah, let's just do that. I'm sorry if the lighting sucks. Let's go down in the kitchen and let's get started with this. Okay, so I'm not in the kitchen, but I'm just gonna take her head off right now so I don't have to carry her body back up to my room, which this sounds so weird. Oh my gosh, if you don't like headless dolls, then I would not be watching right now. That like creeps you out, whatever. They're also gonna be eyeless at some point too, so yeah. Okay, I got all the stuff, tools, well, not all of it, some of it's downstairs, so yeah, let's go to the kitchen. Alright, so I just have the head inside of this container along with a towel to keep it steady and in place. And I'm just going to fill this with 2 cups of water. You probably won't use all of it. Now we're ready to microwave. Instead of boiling the water on the stove, I'm just going to be microwaving it since it's faster. So I'm just putting the water inside, and I'm going to set a timer for 4 minutes. Alright, so as you can see, the water is boiling inside of the microwave. So once you see that, you can go ahead and stop your microwave and take your water out and go ahead and pour it inside of your doll's head. I do overflow it, so one thing you can do is fill your doll's head with water first and then put that inside your microwave safe container and then microwave that so you have the perfect amount so you do not overflow like I just did. Alright, so after you let the hot water sit in the doll's head for 2.5–3 minutes, you're just going to dump the water back into your container and then I would say move stuff out of your way so you can start to try and get the eyes out. Alright, so now I'm taking my wooden stick, the end of my wooden stick, and I'm just going to be pushing at the back of the eyes. There's like these little places that they look like balls on the inside of their head. You're just going to push on that to push the eye out. It's actually pretty easy. This is the easier part of the eye swap. Getting them in is the harder part. It's okay if you're struggling to get the eyes out, because as you can tell here, I am struggling to get the other eye out because the eye or the head is not quite hot enough. That's why boiling water on the stove might be a little bit better since it gets hotter. So I'm showing you where the eye sockets are on the inside of the head. You can kind of see the little ball-shaped things in there. Alright, now I'm going to try to put the eyes back in. So you're going to have the eye angled like this. I'll show you it against the doll head. So you're going to have it angled just like that, if my camera would focus. Alright, so there's the angle that you're going to want to have the eye when you're pushing it into the doll's head. and you're just going to want to push it in, use all your strength. So here the head was not hot enough. I need to reheat it in order to get the eyes back in. Did not stay squishy enough to put the eyes back in. So I'm going to microwave my water again. This time I'm putting the hot water in and I'm going to be feeling the head as we go along. So once it starts feeling really, really squishy, I'm just going to pour the water back out and then we can try putting the eyes back in again. Alright, here we go again. Round 2 of getting the eyes back in. Just dumping the water and then moving stuff out of the way. And then we're going to be pushing the eyes back in. What you can do is kind of squeeze the side of her head a little bit so that it doesn't collapse as much. I find that helps a little bit. And I think I'll tell you the same thing at the end of the video. So we got the first eye in. That's fantastic. You just got to do the other one. As you can tell by my hand shaking to death, like how hard it is to push it in. So now her eyes are looking really weird. So we're just going to be taking my nail tool and maneuvering them so that they're straight. And I'll show you at the very end of the video how I am moving them. At this point in maneuvering the eyes, I am just checking to see if they're straight, so you can hold the head up at your eye level to check the eyes to see if they're to your standards. So I'm kind of showing you how they look, even though the lighting is really bad. Alright, just finishing up some last maneuvering touches and we're good. They met my standard, so now let's head back to my room. Alright, now that we're back from the kitchen, I'm just going to take my stuff out of my pocket. That was a very successful. I'm just going to make sure the water, there's still water coming out of her head, so I'm just going to like shake some of it out. Alright, now I'm going to tie her head back on. And I usually start with their head backwards first, if that makes sense. So like their face is facing towards the string so that their hair is not in the way when you're trying to tie it. And then you can kind of see tying it. I usually wrap the strings around my index finger once, and that gives you enough to pull it tight. And then what I do is I hold the knot I just tied with my thumb. It helps to have a little bit of nails. And then, I know this might seem kind of weird, but I do bite one end of the string and then pull it tight, because otherwise you'd need someone else to pull it tight while your thumb is in place. But I figured out how to do it myself. Here she is. So when I was putting the eyes in, I put the eye in at this angle and then pushed it in. If you're having trouble pushing it in, what I do is I kind of squeeze the sides of her head and then push it in. So it's kind of, the head doesn't go completely flat when you're trying to push it in. I know that's like a huge issue for me when I try to eye swap, so I just kind of squeeze the sides of her head. And you'll kind of see me do that when I'm doing the eye swap. So I just kind of wanted to explain that just in case I don't explain in the voiceover. So put it in at this angle and then push it in. So you're pushing it in and then kind of turning it like that too. So once you get the eye in, you don't want the eyelashes to be like trapped inside the hot vinyl head, because that will mess up your lashes. I've only messed up one pair of doll eyes ever out of all the eye swaps that I've ever done. I've done quite a few, so I know how it works. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful. I'll also link down below a bunch of eye swap videos that I've learned from, so you can watch those too. I know I watched a lot before I did my first swap. And believe me, I was scared. Okay, so something I forgot to mention. Ignore the stain removing stuff. I did do a video on that like a long time ago. So here's Alina with her new eyes. I forgot to mention how I used the nail tool to reposition the eyes. So I have my bright light right here, my lamp without a shade. I don't know if you can see the little white piece in her eye right in there. That's what you're gonna wanna tug on when you're positioning the eyes in place. You can also, well, I've never used a tweezer, so I can't say for sure that would work. But people use tweezers and grab the metal piece. I don't know how, but they do it. And they just position the eye. But if you can see the white piece in there, it's right inside her eye. So where I'm pointing is right in there. So you just go in there with your nail tool. This is a cuticle pusher. And you just go in there and push it up or down depending on, you know, which way her eye is pointing out from when you put it in her head. So that's how I did that. I'm sorry I didn't explain it the first time. And that's why I'm explaining it now, because I didn't show it in the whenever I filmed that video. So re-explaining it now. So like I said, there's the white pieces on both sides. You can't see it on this side really well, so that's why I'm showing you on this side, because you can see it really well in there. This way I think prevents from you scratching their eyelid with this tool or tweezers or whatever you're using. I don't really know. I do recommend this tool. It works really well. I want to say you could find it any like drugstore or like in the beauty aisle maybe, but if not, you can just order one online. Just look it up. It's a cuticle pusher. Looks like this. There's a pointy end and a blunt end. Yeah, mine came with like a nail kit that we got, but yeah. There are her eyes. I know, like really crazy in this lighting because it's such a harsh light, but yeah, that's how I positioned the eyes. If you're wondering, I did not show you that very well the first time. So, but again, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!